I just wanted to talk a little bit about police stress and how it's changed over the years. Back with law enforcement in the 1980s when I first started, we didn't really deal with stress the way we deal with it now. Stress was something you had to manage. It was something that you had to reconcile on your own. You didn't get counseling. You never even really talked about how stressed out you were. You didn't bring it up. You didn't really talk to people that you were having an issue with something. You're supposed to be a tough guy or a tough girl. And at the end of the day, it just tears you apart and eats away at your inside. So some of the things that have changed in our business to help cope with stress is mandatory counseling, mandatory time off. Officers are being more closely monitored about their activities during critical incidents, such as when you go to a death scene or you go and you're involved in a homicide or a shooting or a child molestation. All of these things, especially if your family has been impacted by it, if you knew the people, especially in departments where there's small communities, these are all things that we never really considered were eating away at officers, because the fact of the matter is police aren't robots. They're human beings. They are no different than you and I, and they are susceptible to the same type of issues. Over time, you can become desensitized to those things, and that's dangerous from the perspective of how you live your life with the rest of the world. Which is why I'm going to say this. When I teach at the police academy, one of the things that I stress, no matter what class I'm teaching, whether it's defensive tactics or media relations or anything like that, it's the same message at the end. The end is we are human beings too, and we need to diversify our lives. Don't have just public safety cop friends where your entire social structure is based on what you do every single day for a living. Have civilian friends, have people and relationships that are diversified within the community, that you know people that do other things. Because quite honestly, if you lose perspective about being a citizen and being human, you lose perspective about what you're supposed to be doing when you're being a police officer. So I want you to think about that when you watch these videos. We have evolved over time. There are mandatory counselings and things like that, critical stress debriefs. We understand that PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is not just related to military operations. It can be related to the very public safety jobs that we are experiencing. Believe it or not, one of the highest rates of PTSD is not found on officers or firemen and firefighters. It's actually found in dispatchers, because dispatchers have to communicate directly when the drama is happening, when people are the most scared, when they call for the police. So a dispatcher, what I call a field manager, really has to pay attention to those symptoms and deal with them and get professional help sometimes to help work through those issues. All the other things you guys are talking about, like working out, eating right, listening to music, being involved in sports, all those things, they're fantastic ideas for diverting your attention away from those underlying things that cause stress. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of situations that we need to get help with, and we need an outside person to talk us through, and we need perspective. And agencies are starting to realize that health doesn't just extend to the wellness of an individual's physical being. Health also extends to the wellness and physical being of your mental state. So keep doing what you're doing. The stresses are real. We all know that. And just remember, you can have a day where 7 hours of your 8-hour shift, nothing happens. And that last hour, you can wind up dealing with 4 dead bodies that have been mutilated, tortured, beaten to the extreme of human depravity, and find the person that did it and have to deal with it for the next 6 hours, and extending your shift into possibly a 15 to 16 hour day. It happens. That's the nature of the beast. That's what we do. Doesn't matter whether you're a firefighter, police officer, EMS, paramedic. It's all part and parcel to the same public safety game that we play. And I say it's a game, but it isn't. It's reality, and it's this profession that we're studying. So keep that in mind. I'll be back to talk to you a little bit more about some other things, other topics down the road. I hope these little videos help. You don't have to listen to me for hours on end, and if you need anything, don't forget to get in touch with me, okay? You know how to do it. You've got my numbers. You've got the way to contact me. Miss you guys. Stay safe. Stay strong, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.